The markets are a place of big drama, where fortunes are made and lost in a single day. But what happens when the floor you're standing on starts to move in two different directions? What happens when one side is an unstoppable new technology and the other is a worry about the future? Welcome to the Great Market Disconnect. This is the story of a world that is pulling apart. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Falcon Trades Weekly Market Pulse powered by Zalwora. I'm your host, and today we are not just looking at numbers, we're telling a story. A story about the big forces that crashed into each other last week and what it means for the week ahead. We are going to dig into the fight between AI and the economy, journey to a calm place in the Middle East, explore the two-faced nature of the Indian market, and finally get ready for the tough challenge facing crypto this month. This is a deep dive, so get comfortable because this week is all about finding out where the opportunities are. Let's start with the main event, the US stock market. For months, we've seen AI make new records and create a lot of millionaires. But last week, that relentless excitement ran straight into the boring but real news about the economy. The fight started with one number, the August jobs report. It wasn't just bad, it was really, really bad. This news was like a cold splash of water. It made everyone stop and think, causing the S&P 500 to lose all its gains and end the week down just a little at 0.3%. The Nasdaq, which has a lot of tech companies, felt the pain even more, ending the week down 0.8%. Investors got worried about a slowing economy and decided to sell some of their AI stocks to lock in their profits. But here's the interesting part. While the main market was struggling, the AI business itself just kept going, almost like it was in its own. The star of this story is Broadcom. Their report was amazing. Their business making chips for AI is booming, with new deals that could push their AI sales past $40 billion next year. This isn't just growth, it's a huge wave of new business. It proves that the need for AI hardware isn't slowing down. This brings us to a big question. What's going to win this week? The story about a slow economy, or the exciting story about the AI revolution? The experts are split. Some think the S&P will drop to 6,300 by the end of the year. Others, like the team at UBS, are so sure about AI that they think the S&P will hit an amazing 6,800 by the middle of next year. What we think? The fight will get bigger. Expect things to be bumpy. But the smart money will be looking for opportunities in those AI stocks that still have room to grow. Now, let's leave the stormy US markets and go to a place of calm, the Middle East. While the world was worried about jobs, this area was telling its own story of strength and building for the future. Last week, the markets in the UAE and Saudi Arabia held their ground really well. The ADX in Abu Dhabi dropped only 0.17%, and the Saudi Tadawul actually went up, gaining 0.34%. This wasn't an accident. It shows the region's big picture plan. They're not just relying on oil anymore. They're building new industries and bringing in new money with a really popular IPO market. In the second quarter alone, Gulf markets raised a huge $2.4 billion from new companies. Saudi Arabia, leading the way, had companies raise $2.8 billion in the first half of the year. This isn't just about money. It's about an economy that is growing in new ways and has a clear plan for the future. What's the plan for this week? We expect this positive trend to continue. The Middle East is a great place for money that's looking for stability and real growth. Keep an eye on these markets as they could set a good mood for the rest of the world. From the Middle East, we fly to India, where the financial world is like a two-headed dragon. The first head of our dragon is steady and strong. The big company stocks like the Sensex and Nifty 50 held their ground last week. The Sensex went down just a tiny 0.01%, while the Nifty went up 0.03%. They stayed calm thanks to some good news from companies like the car manufacturers. But the second head of this dragon is wild and unpredictable. The stocks of the smaller and medium-sized companies saw a sharp drop. The medium-sized ones were down 3.3% and the small ones fell almost 4%. This wasn't a huge crash. It was just people selling their shares to lock in their profits. After a wild few weeks, investors were moving their money from riskier bets to the safety of bigger, more stable companies. So what do we expect? We think this difference will continue. This week will probably start out positive, but things will stay a little bumpy. The market is taking a break, with investors being careful about where they put their money. The long-term story for India remains good. But for now, the two sides of this market are moving in different ways. Our last story takes us to the world of crypto. This market is entering its toughest month, September. The big question is, will it fall to the old curse of red September, or will it use this chance to start a new bull run? The market is worth an incredible $3.91 trillion, but last week it dipped a little. Bitcoin, the king, held its ground at around $110,724. But the most important news wasn't about Bitcoin's price. It was about something else taking the lead. In August, for the first time in a long time, more of Ethereum was traded than Bitcoin. Ethereum hit an incredible $480 billion, beating Bitcoin's $401 billion. This isn't a random event. It's a sign that big professional investors are moving into Ethereum, excited about new updates and all the cool new projects being built on it. This sets the stage for a big week. The question for Bitcoin is simple. Will it break through and go towards $120,000? Or will it fall in the September slump? The experts are super optimistic, with some thinking the price could go over $200,000 in the long run. But don't forget the warnings of a possible dip, especially as the Ethereum Foundation sells off some of its holdings, which could push the price down. This week, watch for other smaller coins to start gaining, as traders wait to see what the US Federal Reserve will do and big money keeps flowing into other projects. The challenge has begun. The great market disconnect has created a fascinating world. While the US market is in a tug-of-war, the Middle East is building its own story of stability. India is dealing with its split market, and crypto is getting ready for its big September test. The key to doing well here is to not see the market as one thing, but as a bunch of different stories, and in every story, there is a chance to win. If you found this report helpful, please hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the Zalwora channel so you don't miss our weekly updates. And let us know in the comments below, which side do you think will win out this week? The AI companies or the economic worries? We'll see you next week. Disclaimer: the information in this video is for informational purposes only. It does not constitute financial advice. Always consult with a qualified professional before making any investment decisions. And a final note from us. The information in this video is just for you to learn from. It's not financial advice. Please, always do your own research and talk to a professional before you make any decisions about investing. Stay safe out there and happy trading.